Hi class, we're going to take just a few minutes and talk about the DARE assignment. This isn't our weekly chat, this is specific to the DARE assignment. So first things first, I apologize for anyone that received a grade on this assignment that was not what you were hoping for. Keep in mind, this is a 15-point assignment. There are 550 plus points available in this class. If you didn't get the grade you wanted and it lowered your grade significantly this time, that is okay. This is a small drop in the bucket. I think the most points anyone got taken off were 5. So over the course of the semester, it won't matter. Do not panic. Second, we are not going back and reevaluating this assignment. I am not going to regrade this assignment. My grade stands. On this particular assignment, my grade stands. So if you got a grade you didn't want, take the feedback and run with it and improve. Third, I think we're on third. You may notice that when I do your feedback, I tend not to fill out that little box for feedback, but instead insert the feedback throughout the paper. So look for those. There's a color coding system. Usually it will appear in that little box and I'll tell you, but for the most part, red are things that significantly need to be worked on and green are things done well. You may add a few more colors. When we start to add more colors, you'll definitely receive a key to it. But just so you know, that's how I do most of the grading. I'll put it in the rubric itself and in the paper itself with those little colored comment buttons. I find that more helpful to you because you know exactly where the issues or the positive things are occurring. So just keep that in mind. So several things I saw across the board. A references page is always required if you are using references, which in this class you almost always are. You must have a references page. If you don't have a references page, then you are plagiarizing. If you do not have in-text citations, but you have a references page, you are still plagiarizing because we have no idea what those references relate to. We do not want to plagiarize. Keep in mind that in the future, all of your assignments are going to be run through turnitin.com, which will show me exactly what came from previous sources. This one wasn't run through there, but you must use in-text citations and you must include a references page. It is not a choice. You have to do it. Also, in public health, we use APA formatting. I know, it's confusing. There's AMA, APA, Turabian, Chicago, MLA, so many. I'm sure I missed a lot. But in this class, we use APA formatting. You are always graded on APA formatting. It is always part of the rubric. So if you are more comfortable with another formatting style, now is your chance to become comfortable with APA because you are going to have to use it. That is what we use in public health. Please make sure you review APA formatting. If you have any questions about APA formatting, first check the OWL, the Purdue OWL. The website is listed in the syllabus, or you can just Google Purdue OWL. And if you have a question that you are unable to find in that, please let me know and I'm happy to help you with your APA formatting. It is one of our course learning objectives. It is part of the accreditation for this class, so there is not a way around it. We are doing APA formatting. Okay. One thing I noticed, complete sentences are not always happening in the papers. This is the first assignment of the semester. I get it's a warm-up. I get that you're burned out from winter semester. We are all burned out from winter semester, but we are going to hit the ground running. Your writing needs to be awesome. Why does your writing need to be awesome in public health? I get that question every semester. Why do I have to write this is public health? Because we do. The majority of what we do in public health is written communication. You need to make sure that that written communication is excellent. You need to make sure that that written communication reflects that you are a college senior who knows how to write, who knows how to use complete sentences. Every sentence includes a subject and a verb, not one without the other. Every sentence does. One of the best ways to make sure that your writing is good is to read it out loud. I know you're gonna feel weird the first time you do it, but you're gonna catch the errors in your papers. You're going to catch many of them. You're going to find the places where you're missing punctuation. You're going to come across sentences that make no sense, that aren't sentences, that are just fragments. You're going to catch those sentences that are a paragraph long. Read it out loud. It is something that takes maybe 5 minutes, but makes a world of difference. Please make sure that this writing is good. Please make sure that this writing reflects that you have taken multiple writing classes so far in your college career and that you are awesome. I know that you all can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay, so now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the assignment. First of all, this is a research class. I know It's terrifying that it's a research class. That means that everything you say needs to be backed up by data. That means that personal stories and anecdotes have no place in Health Science 391, which is kind of a bummer, but that's how it's going to work because this is research. So either your claims need to be backed up by previous research, which is secondary research, or by data you find, which is primary research. If the information is not backed up by one of those two, then it should not be included in your paper. This is particularly important as we jump into the lit review and then later into the discussion section. These sections must be well cited and well supported. Otherwise, they are meaningless and plagiarized. So we're going to make sure that we do not have either of those problems. We're going to use in-text citations. We're going to use good references. What do I mean by good references? I mean peer-reviewed journal articles. Textbooks are great too in the case of this particular assignment. But we are going to find reputable sources and we are going to cite them. Our personal experience no longer plays a role in Health Science 391. It can't, because we are becoming objective researchers. And the way to do that is to take a step back from our personal lives. Okay, another thing. You all are college seniors. Okay, the vast majority of you are college seniors, college juniors. You have come a long way in your educational careers. And one of the most important things you're going to learn in college is not a specific skill, but how to think critically. I want you to find yourself in a situation and ask, but why? The same way that my 5-year-old questions, but why, to everything. I want you to think that, but why is that the answer? But why? So that you learn to dig deeper into the research. Well, my 5-year-old Zach asked, but why, to annoy me all the time. You need to do it so that you can start taking a step deeper. Your thinking needs to go a step beyond regurgitating information to me that you find in previous sources to the step where we are bringing that information together, synthesizing it, and coming out with a new conclusion. So, for example, in this DARE assignment, go beyond looking at, okay, DARE programs may not necessarily have been successful in the past. They haven't achieved the outcomes that they have wanted. But why haven't they achieved those outcomes? And with the information that we have that DARE is relatively inexpensive to implement, widely known, and relatively easy to implement, what can we do to either fix that program, supplement that program, or replace it with something better? And if your recommendation is replace it with something better, what is that thing better? And why is it better? And how can we encourage people to implement it? We are no longer just saying, this is the solution. Okay, why is that the solution? You are coming to the point in your college career where you're going to be the people that eventually make these decisions. And you're going to need to justify, well, why do you make that decision? So think about those other factors. Yeah, I agree with you. DARE is not a great program. It hasn't met the objectives, but it hasn't been evaluated correctly. We've established it hasn't been evaluated correctly. And evaluation needs to be built into future implementation of this program. But we have those factors that I talked about, that it's cheap, that it's well-known, that it's easy to implement. So understanding that, what can we do? How can we overcome that, or how can we improve it? I know that you all have great ideas. I know that your life experience, which we talked about not including, but I know that your life experience is going to help you dig a little deeper and find out what do we need to look at, what other programs are available. So start thinking about that. Start going to that next level. This becomes especially important in your lit review and in your discussion section later. I want to know more than what the other researchers tell me. I want you to put yourself in the place of a researcher. So now that you're a researcher, what do you think? And why do you think that? And where else do we need to go? You can do this. I know you can do this. So overall, good work on the DARE assignment. It's a good warm-up assignment to get us ready to start digging through the lit review. But several things to keep in mind. Let's recap. Personal anecdotes? No. They are not going to be acceptable in the lit review. Complete sentences are a must. Read your stuff out loud. In-text citations and references are required, or else you are plagiarizing, and we are not plagiarizing in 391. And most importantly, get ready for critical thinking. Ask yourself, but why? But why is it like that all the time? Just start thinking, but why? It's going to be great.